Aren't you curious why those low-energy afternoons hit like clockwork? Or why your mood seems to shift without warning? Your body whispers before it screams. And some of those whispers might be signs your blood sugar is out of balance. Stay tuned as we uncover these silent messages and empower you to take action naturally. Have you ever sat at your desk, struggling to keep your eyes open just hours after breakfast? It's frustrating, right? You might assume you didn't get enough sleep or maybe blame that big meal you had. But what if I told you that feeling completely drained, even after fueling up, is often tied to how your body handles sugar? It's called post-meal fatigue. Common, yes, but far from normal. And for many adults, it's a daily routine. That energy high after a meal, only to crash soon after, leaving you sluggish and mentally checked out. Picture this. You settle down with a cup of coffee and a bagel in the morning, powering through your tasks. Then by 10 or 11 a.m., you hit a wall. Your focus evaporates, your energy nosedives, and the rest of the morning feels like wading through mud. Sound familiar? These mid-morning crashes can leave you irritable, unproductive, and reaching for another cup of caffeine just to get by. By mid-afternoon, the same thing happens again. Another slump, another battle to stay sharp. It's easy to brush these moments off as just part of the day, but they're actually your body's way of signaling something deeper. These crashes may mean your blood sugar levels are fluctuating more than they should. That quick burst of energy after a meal often comes from a spike in blood sugar caused by a carbohydrate-heavy breakfast, like those pancakes, pastries, or cereals loaded with refined sugars. Your body responds by producing insulin, the hormone that helps energy from your food move into your cells. But here's where things get tricky. If there's too much sugar too fast, your body floods your system with insulin, and instead of balancing things out, your blood sugar dips too low. That's when the crash hits. Meals get digested, glucose levels plummet, and what's left behind is fatigue, brain fog, and that gnawing hunger for another snack. There's another layer to this story: stress. When you're stressed, your body pumps out cortisol, the hormone that helps you handle those tough moments. But cortisol doesn't only impact your mood, it also raises blood sugar by telling your liver to release extra glucose into the bloodstream. If your blood sugar is already fluctuating, that added glucose can set off an even bigger spike. What's worse, cortisol also makes it harder for your cells to use glucose efficiently, which means you're left running on empty, even as your blood sugar levels are sky high. Stress and sugar crashes go hand in hand, creating a cycle that can feel impossible to break. Let's pause for a second. When your energy crashes, it's not just about being tired. It's about what your body is trying to tell you. Maybe it's hinting that those quick meals, skipped breakfasts, or sugary snacks aren't doing you any favors. Or maybe it's the stress you're carrying, quietly amplifying your blood sugar imbalances. Whatever it is, understanding this connection is your first step toward getting that energy back and keeping it steady. The good news? Stabilizing your blood sugar naturally isn't as hard as it might seem. Simple changes, like mixing in more protein and healthy fats at meals, or managing stress more effectively, can work wonders on how you feel throughout the day. Imagine no longer needing to fight through that post-lunch brain fog or relying on sugary pick-me-ups to stay alert. It's possible, and it's closer than you think. But blood sugar highs and lows don't just tire you out. They can play havoc with your emotions too. Let's talk about how those energy crashes may be linked to sudden mood swings and why managing your sugar levels could be the key to feeling grounded. Do you ever feel like one moment you're fine and the next, you're overwhelmed by irritability or sadness, and you can't put your finger on why? These emotional roller coasters might not just be a random part of your day, they might actually be tied to your blood sugar levels. And no, it's not all in your head. Blood sugar fluctuations, combined with the way our bodies respond to stress, play a much bigger role in our emotional stability than most people realize. When your blood sugar dips too low, it doesn't just zap your energy. Something much bigger happens in your body. That drop can trigger the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones are designed to help you out in a crisis by tapping into your body's energy reserves to raise your blood sugar back up again. But here's the catch. Along with boosting glucose, cortisol and adrenaline have a side effect. They trigger that fight or flight response, which can make you feel anxious, restless, or on edge, even when there's nothing actually threatening you. Ever snapped at someone over something trivial or teared up out of nowhere? These could be moments when your hormones were trying to balance your blood sugar. Now picture this. You're relaxing at home, feeling relatively calm. Then, out of nowhere, you're hit with a wave of irritation or stress. Maybe it's a small frustration that suddenly feels overwhelming, or maybe you just feel inexplicably low even though nothing significant has happened. This is the kind of emotional high and low that fluctuating blood sugar creates. And if you're someone dealing with chronic stress on top of it, the effects can stack up quickly. That's because stress doesn't just influence how you feel emotionally, it worsens how your body handles glucose altogether. When you're under consistent stress, your cortisol levels stay elevated for longer periods, and while that might seem harmless at first, it has cascading effects. High cortisol signals your liver to release extra glucose into the bloodstream, which pushes your blood sugar up. At the same time, this hormone decreases your muscles' ability to absorb glucose, so the sugar builds up in your blood instead of being used for energy. The result? Your blood sugar levels spike, crash, and leave you in an emotional tailspin. Worse still, over time, chronically high cortisol levels can contribute to something called insulin resistance, where your cells become less effective at using glucose, making these emotional crashes even more frequent and intense. Stress, as common as it is, has a way of being dismissed as purely a mental or emotional experience. But in reality, the link between stress and blood sugar creates a cycle that's increasingly harder to break. For example, you might feel upset or nervous because of the hormonal rush from low blood sugar. That stress then raises your blood sugar further, creating a loop where emotional and physical symptoms feed into each other. If you've ever felt like you're stuck in a mood pattern you just can't control, this could be the reason why. The good news? You don't have to accept these emotional swings as part of your day. By stabilizing your blood sugar through more balanced meals, fewer refined sugars, and stress relief practices, you can reduce those sharp highs and lows and begin to feel more emotionally grounded. It's not just about cutting out snacks or eating differently, it's about breaking that cycle, giving your body and mind the tools they need to stay steady. This connection between your mood and blood sugar is just one piece of the puzzle. There's another subtle but powerful symptom of blood sugar imbalance that many people overlook: brain fog. Let's talk about how glucose and stress could be clouding your mental clarity and what you can do about it. Have you ever had a moment where you can see the word you want to say in your mind, but it's just gone? Or maybe you found yourself rereading the same line of an email 3 times and still not absorbing it. These tiny slip-ups might seem harmless, but they're often a clue that something else is happening beneath the surface. That mental fog, where everything feels a little harder to process, isn't just everyday tiredness. It's your blood sugar speaking. Brain fog can sneak up on you unexpectedly, turning simple tasks into challenges. It's like your brain just won't cooperate, leaving you constantly second-guessing yourself. Maybe it's forgetting the reason you walked into a room or spacing out during your daily deadlines. A lot of people chalk it up to being overworked or distracted, but fluctuating blood sugar levels can play a silent role in these frustrating moments. And it's not just cutting back on sugar that solves it. Stress is a huge piece of this puzzle. When your blood sugar isn't stable, it directly impacts your brain's ability to do what it does best: think clearly. Stress hormones like cortisol are partly to blame here. Cortisol's job in your body is to help you deal with challenges, but there's a catch. When it rises, especially if it's elevated consistently, it blocks glucose uptake into your cells, including the ones in your brain. That's right, your brain needs a steady stream of glucose, its main energy source, to function at full capacity. When stress hits and glucose availability dips, you end up with that groggy, muddled feeling. Things you'd normally do on autopilot suddenly feel like climbing a mountain. It doesn't stop there. These same stress-related spikes and plunges in glucose can disrupt your ability to recall information and stay focused. Maybe you have no trouble starting a work task, but halfway through, your mind drifts and you can't pull it back. Or maybe, while talking with a friend, you completely lose track of the conversation. That sense of fogginess, especially in the afternoon, often coincides with blood sugar swings. And while it might seem temporary, over time, it can have a bigger effect on your health if left unchecked. Here's something you might find surprising. Chronic stress can actually worsen your blood sugar control over the long term. Studies point out that high, ongoing stress leads to increased levels of glucocorticoids, particularly cortisol, which impair glucose uptake by blocking insulin-stimulated glucose transporter, GLUT4, translocation. What this means in simpler terms is that chronic stress isn't just about feeling overwhelmed. It biologically stops your body from using glucose efficiently. If this pattern continues, it could lead to more major health concerns and lasting cognitive challenges. What starts as mild brain fog today could set the stage for more serious issues than just forgetting where you put your keys. But here's what's reassuring. Your mind has the ability to regain clarity naturally. The secret lies in stabilizing blood sugar and keeping stress in check. Combining both strategies works hand in hand, because when you lower stress, you lower cortisol, and when you eat in a way that prevents sugar spikes, your brain gets the glucose it needs to stay sharp. Simple steps like eating meals that balance protein, fats, and fiber, or dedicating 10 minutes a day to mindfulness exercises can make a world of difference. Imagine turning that fog into focus. Imagine reading through your to-do list and knocking each task off with ease, or having conversations where your thoughts flow rather than feeling glued together. Taking control of your blood sugar doesn't just help your body, it can help your mind, your work, and even your relationships. And don't worry, it's simpler than it seems. In fact, recognizing these symptoms might be one of the most important steps to improving how you feel every day. So now that you understand how stress can quietly sabotage your blood sugar, let's talk about something even more powerful: how to naturally support and stabilize your blood sugar, starting today. You don't need extreme diets or expensive supplements. Just a few simple, science-backed lifestyle shifts can make a real difference. Balance your plate. What you eat and how you eat it matters. Prioritize lean proteins, non-starchy vegetables, healthy fats, and fiber-rich foods to slow digestion and prevent those sharp blood sugar spikes. Avoid ultra-processed carbs and large servings of starchy foods, especially at night. Instead, try this. Eat your carbs earlier in the day when your body is more insulin sensitive. This simple shift supports smoother energy and better blood sugar control. Rethink your meal timing. Eating your largest meal in the early afternoon and a smaller, lighter dinner can align with your natural circadian rhythm and improve glucose regulation. And here's a little known trick. Eat your veggies and protein first, then your carbs. This nutrient sequence slows down glucose absorption and softens post-meal spikes. Move after you eat. Movement is medicine. Just 20-30 minutes of gentle walking after meals can dramatically lower post-meal glucose levels. Don't worry about intensity. What matters is consistency. A short walk can calm your nervous system and your blood sugar. Maintain a healthy weight, gently. Even a small weight loss, just 5 to 7% of your body weight, can reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes by more than half. This doesn't mean crash dieting, it means slowly reducing visceral fat through healthy eating and movement over time. Manage stress, support balance. Chronic stress spikes cortisol, which increases blood sugar and insulin resistance. But small daily rituals, like deep breathing, meditation, nature walks, or even 5 minutes of silence, can help lower cortisol and stabilize your glucose naturally. Try this. Just 5 deep belly breaths before meals can calm your nervous system and support better digestion and blood sugar response. Hydration and sleep as underrated helpers. 2 powerful and often overlooked lifestyle factors. Stay hydrated. Dehydration can raise blood sugar levels. Drinking enough water helps your kidneys flush out excess glucose through urine and supports insulin function. Prioritize restorative sleep. Poor sleep increases cortisol and decreases insulin sensitivity the next day. Just one bad night can lead to higher fasting glucose. Aim for 7-9 hours of quality sleep, ideally following a calming wind-down routine. Create a lifestyle, not a fix. Think of these changes as tools you can layer into your life, not all at once, but step by step. Together, they help stabilize your blood sugar, reduce your risk of complications, and restore your energy, clarity, and balance. Your body is always communicating with you. Now that you know what it's saying, you have the power to listen, respond, and transform your health naturally. Recap: the natural blood sugar balance checklist. Let's take a moment to recap the simple steps you can start using today to bring your blood sugar back into balance, naturally. 1. Eat balanced meals. Build your meals around lean protein, healthy fats, fiber, and non-starchy vegetables to slow down sugar absorption and support steady energy. 2. Time your carbs wisely. Enjoy most of your carbs earlier in the day, when your body is more insulin sensitive, and keep your evening meals light. 3. Try nutrient sequencing. Eat your protein and veggies first, then your carbs. This simple shift can significantly reduce post-meal glucose spikes. 4. Move after meals. Even a 10-20 minute walk after eating can help lower blood sugar and improve insulin response. 5. Manage stress daily. Take time for calm. Deep breathing, meditation, nature, or simply unplugging helps lower cortisol and protect your glucose levels. 6. Stay hydrated. Water helps flush out excess sugar and supports healthy insulin function. Aim to sip consistently throughout the day. 7. Prioritize restorative sleep. Quality sleep resets your hormones and keeps blood sugar in check. Aim for 7 to 9 hours a night with a calming wind-down routine. 8. Support a healthy weight. Even a small reduction in body fat, especially around the belly, can drastically improve insulin sensitivity. Your blood sugar balance blueprint. Remember, you don't need to do it all at once. Just start with 1 or 2 steps. Small shifts, repeated daily, create powerful change over time. If you're ready to take the next step in supporting your energy, mood, and natural hormone balance, I've created something just for you. It's called the Natural Life Starter Kit, a free, powerful resource designed to help you feel better from the inside out. Inside, you'll get a 7-day detox and nourishment plan for restoring your gut and hormones, a 7-day affirmation calendar to reduce stress and rewire your mindset, a healing herb chart to naturally support blood sugar and energy, and a guided journal to help you track what your body's telling you. Whether you're dealing with fatigue, stress, cravings, or mood swings, this kit gives you real tools to begin restoring balance naturally. Just click the link in the description to download it for free. Start your healing journey today with clarity, calm, and confidence. If you found this helpful and you're ready to go deeper, wait until you see how your gut health is secretly shaping your mood, memory, and even your mental clarity. In our next video, we uncover the Ayurvedic secrets behind the gut-brain connection and how ancient wisdom and modern science now agree. Your second brain is in your belly. Tap the link in the description to watch Ayurveda's eye-opening gut-brain connection uncovered. It's a must-watch for your natural health journey. Fatigue, mood swings, and brain fog aren't random. They're your body's way of sending a message. These signs point to an imbalance, but the good news is that they signal something you can change. Small, consistent steps like balancing your meals, managing stress, and practicing mindfulness can all help stabilize your blood sugar. Even just a few moments of breathing or meditation each day can start to calm your stress response and improve how your body processes glucose. Your body is resilient and responsive, and it already holds the wisdom to guide you. The first step? Start paying closer attention. Download your free Natural Life Starter Kit for calming practices, gut-friendly tips, and natural tools to support your healing journey. Link below.